Excuse me. Are you a real cowboy? Are you a real cowboy?
Every trader dreams of financial freedom, the vision of unlimited opportunity, the thrill of the markets, the belief that one good day can change everything. But that same dream becomes a trap for most. They enter the market chasing profits, chasing the next setup, the next candle, the next high. And in that chase, they lose something far more valuable: clarity. Let me tell you something powerful. The market doesn't care how hard you try. It doesn't care how badly you want to win. It responds to one thing only: your ability to remain disciplined under uncertainty. You can have all the indicators, all the signals, all the strategies. But if your focus is scattered between chasing the outcome and avoiding pain, you're not trading, you're reacting. And reaction is emotional, not logical. It's what turns a plan into panic and a good trade into a costly mistake. Every consistent trader eventually learns this truth. Success doesn't come from making 100 trades. It comes from mastering the art of one good trade. Think about that. One trade, one decision, one execution done with clarity, discipline, and detachment. That's all it takes to shift your energy from chaos to control. When you make one good trade, you're not just trading the market, you're training your mind. You're practicing patience, you're reinforcing discipline. You're reminding yourself that the goal is not to win today, but to trade well forever. Most traders fail not because they lack skill, but because they lack focus. They jump from setup to setup, system to system, chasing the illusion of certainty. But certainty doesn't exist in the market. What exists is probability. And your job isn't to control the outcome. Your job is to align yourself with high probability opportunities and execute flawlessly when they appear. That's what one good trade really means. It's a mindset, not a number. It's about showing up every single day, detached from outcome, focused only on process. It's about measuring yourself not by how much you make, but by how well you followed your plan. When you stop chasing profits, your relationship with the market transforms. Suddenly, every loss is feedback, not failure. Every win is validation, not euphoria. You begin to see trading as a craft, not a competition. This shift from chasing to focusing is the foundation of mastery. Because mastery isn't about control, it's about acceptance. Accepting that the market will always be uncertain, that results will fluctuate, but your behavior doesn't have to. You see, the difference between amateurs and professionals is simple. Amateurs need to be right, professionals need to trade well. Amateurs chase money, professionals manage themselves. A professional can lose on a trade and still call it a success if it was executed according to plan. Why? Because they understand that success in trading isn't about being right on any one trade. It's about being consistent across many. When you commit to making one good trade, something profound happens inside you. The anxiety fades, the noise quiets, the constant urge to force results disappears. You begin to trade from a place of calm awareness, not emotional urgency. You stop needing the market to validate you. You stop needing profits to feel worthy. You realize the only thing you truly control is yourself, and that's where real power begins. One good trade, done with intention and integrity, carries more weight than 100 random ones. Because one good trade reinforces the habit of clarity. It teaches your subconscious that patience pays. It anchors you in process, and process creates consistency. Let me put it this way: if you can't make one good trade, you can't make 10. But if you can make one good trade, you can make 1,000. Because you've proven you can follow your rules. You've proven you can stay centered when uncertainty rises. You've proven that discipline is stronger than emotion. That's the secret. Consistency is not a skill, It's a state of mind. And that state begins with one decision: to stop chasing and start aligning. The truth is, trading is not about money. It's about mastery. The profits are just a reflection of your internal state. When you trade from fear, your account mirrors that fear. When you trade from clarity, your account mirrors that clarity. So stop asking, how much can I make? And start asking, how well can I execute? Because when you perfect the process, the profits will follow effortlessly. To every time you open a trade, you're making a psychological statement. Either I'm in control of myself, or I'm controlled by my emotions. The market simply reflects back whichever truth you choose to live by. So here's the challenge. The next time you sit down to trade, forget the money. Forget the outcome. Focus only on making one good trade. One trade where you are calm, clear, and completely detached from the result. Do that, and you'll experience something remarkable. The market will no longer feel like an enemy. It'll become your mirror. And through that mirror, you'll see that the true battle was never with the market. It was always within you. The profits will come. They always do, but only when you stop chasing them. Because the day you stop trading for money is the day you start trading for mastery. And mastery, my friend, pays better than any profit ever will. Most traders enter the market with the same burning desire to win big, to make money fast, to escape the limits of time and effort that define ordinary life. They imagine freedom, abundance, the power to control their destiny. But what they often fail to realize is that the path to mastery is not paved with constant action, but with focused precision. The market doesn't pay for movement. It pays for clarity. And clarity is born from focus, not frequency. You see, the amateur trader equates more trades with more opportunity. They think the more they do, the more they'll earn. But the professional knows the truth: more trades only mean more exposure to randomness, more emotional noise, and more opportunity to self-destruct. Trading isn't a numbers game, it's a mental game. And in that game, every unnecessary trade is another fracture in your discipline. Focus is the foundation of mastery. It's the ability to sit in front of the screen, see the chaos, and remain still. It's the patience to wait for the right trade instead of chasing every flicker of movement. It's the understanding that the market rewards discipline, not desperation. When you're focused, you're aligned. When you're aligned, you execute cleanly. When you execute cleanly, you win, not because the market gives you a gift, but because you're finally in sync with it. Most people can't focus because their minds are conditioned by fear of missing out, fear of loss, fear of being wrong. That fear drives them to overtrade, to force opportunities, to fill the silence with action. But that's not trading, that's reacting. The market doesn't care about your fear. It doesn't even recognize it. The only one who pays for that fear is you. The professional trader operates differently. They've learned that mastery isn't measured by how often they trade, but by how well they trade. They can go hours, days, or even weeks without taking a position and still feel completely at peace. Why? Because they've replaced the need for constant action with the power of focused intention. They know that each trade must have purpose, alignment, and clarity. Focus isn't about doing less for the sake of laziness. It's about doing less for the sake of precision. Every trade is a reflection of your mental state. If you're unfocused, emotional, or impatient, your trades will mirror that energy. You'll find yourself entering too early, exiting too late, or abandoning your rules altogether. But when you're focused, everything changes. You move with calm confidence. You see what others overlook. You wait until the probabilities align, and then you strike, not with hesitation, but with conviction. Mastery demands the discipline to wait. Waiting is the hardest thing in trading because it feels like doing nothing. And to the untrained mind, doing nothing feels like losing control. But the truth is, waiting is control. It's self-control in motion. It's proof that your mind is no longer enslaved by the market's constant noise.